people are facing economic challenges, they're facing law and order challenges, they're facing civil war, and many of them, millions of them, want to come here. And this is what we've been talking all evening. I think that every country has to decide, in terms of capacity, how many people they can really absorb without descending into chaos. And the European Union, along with Britain, have really neglected to develop a foreign policy and a military policy that takes into account what is happening in their neighborhood. So that what we are seeing now from our governments is a reaction to a crisis, not a proactive anticipation of the events there and the effects that they're going to have on us. What we can anticipate now, as we sit here, is in the next 5 or 10 years, we're going to see millions and millions of people attempt to come in, and yes, many millions of them will come in. And so how do we address it? I would say, again, go back to the rule of law, no more political correctness or self-censorship and all of that nonsense. The whole multiculturalism nonsense has to go out, and establish institutionally and empower and finance the enforcers of the rule of law. Establish now a foreign policy and a military policy that is able to somehow order it. We can't have everybody come in, and we can't leave everybody who's suffering out. People, dead bodies washing up is not what we want, it's not what we think. But there's a way of doing it, and there's going to be a lot of tragedy. There's going to be a lot of tragedy, but the answer simply does not lie in what we've been doing now, which has been sticking our heads in the sand, and that affects the poorest people here. And the poorest people here are now facing all kinds of economic challenges. Social cohesion is challenged in every way possible. The far-right parties all over Europe are on the rise. In Scandinavia, people are buying more guns than in the United States in proportion to their population because they don't believe in the police, they don't trust the police. Again, we've talked about the mass sexual harassments and rapes, and at the same time, the need for people to come in who are suffering, that is real. And I'm afraid our leadership have not really anticipated this.
So on the